So friends, we are covering today different formulas. And basically we will be doing today if functions. So so let me share the screen. Friends, can you confirm me whether you are able to uh, see the screen and I am also audible? Just confirm by the message in the chat box. Cannot. Okay, let me again share it. Hope you are now able to see the screen and also I am audible. Okay, thank you friends. Abhishek, you need to check your connectivity as many are confirming they are able to see the screen and also I am audible. So friends, today is our 10th class and you are warm welcome to our today's class. We are covering different formulas, and the formulas will include like max, finding maximum value, minimum value, average, and the percentage applications. How you can calculate percentage under different scenario. Some if and if and or these three applications we will be doing today, and then rank formula also we will be doing rank formula also today, and then date and today. There is an application for date and today also, so we'll be seeing how these two formulas are applied for different scenario. So we will be covering this topic also. So friends, let's start with a very simple formula, that is max, mean and average. And okay, let's cover first percentage part. So friends, you just see in yesterday's class we have seen there was a name column of the name of the city and the amount of sale done in different cities. So here in these two columns, now I derived how much percentage of sales I have effected in a particular city. So this I need to derive. So I need a percentage wise sale value, which the sale has been done in different cities. I want to derive the percentage of the sales. So friends, how you can do this? So the total sale is 34 lakhs. Total sale is 34 lakhs 63,542, and in sale of individual city is given over here. Sale of individual city like Agra, Delhi, Guwahati, Hong Kong, Imphal, that Indore, Jaipur, Kolkata, all these locations sale is given over here. I need to derive the percentage of sale which I have achieved in a particular city or particular location. So let's how to do it, friends. Just press equal, and select the sale of the desired location. After selecting the sale of desired location, now you divide it by total sale. So sale of a particular location first equal to sale of a particular location, that is B3 for the first sale, and then divided by B15, that is the total of sale value. So you will be able to derive the percentage. So here, since the fraction has come up, now you need to convert this figure into percentage. So in the home tab, this percentage sign is over there. You just click on that symbol, and then this will automatically convert into percentage. Now you need to drag on this formula till the bottom of the column where up to which the data is available. So but before dragging it down, before copying the formula, what you need to do, you need to freeze the denominator. So friends, here the denominator is, that is 4,63,000. So so I will freeze the total sale value. So how you can freeze the total sale value? Because that is the value which I will be applying every time for dividing the sale of a respective location. So I'll freeze by F4, which we have already covered. So now freeze it and just drag it down, or copy and paste up to all the sales. Now you can also check whether this percentage is coming at 100% or not. Just add it, add the entire column. It's not coming. So it means there is some error in the total. Let me check the total. The total is coming 21 lakhs. Earlier it was 34 lakhs. So the total was wrongly calculated earlier. So now I have corrected it. Now you can see, friends, the total of the percentage is coming 100. It means the percentage derived is correct, and you can check the percentage of sale achieved in every location. So say for Agra it is 13%, for Delhi it is 14%. So friends, by this way you can derive the formula as per the like situation which you are like handling. Again a percentage. How you can derive a percentage? Now you see in this table also. So here in different location, sale is given over here, and then GST amount is also given. Now you need to derive the percentage of the GST on particular sale, percentage of the GST on a particular sale value. So just a simple formula. Here I'll divide GST value, that is I3 divided by S3, that is the sale value. So now convert the this derived data into percentage. Just click over percentage. Now this data will converted into percentage. Here I don't require to freeze the total sale, because I am deriving rate in for individual location. So I will just copy this formula and paste it till the end. So friends, you can see now, that a rate is coming for each and every location separately. So by this way you can apply uh, the percentage required for different situation. You can derive the percentage under different situation. So let's move on to the next topic, that is max, min, maximum, minimum value and the rank. So, friends, let's first understand the table. So here, name of the employee salesperson is given over here. So name is given, say Karambir, Manpreet, and every so on. So name of the person is given over here. So let me little zoom it so that you can view it perfectly. So friends, for deriving maximum, you need to type max. You need to type max, and after typing max, just start bracket. Okay, let me just first clear our this table. Friends, so this is the name of the employee, and the company has four products like masks, sanitizer, gloves, and thermometer. So, this is the quantity which each and every salesperson has achieved for a particular product. Say, for example, for mask, Karambir has achieved 3,100 marks or whatever unit is there, and then sanitizer 1240, and then gloves 1240, thermometer is also 1240. So this is the quantity which each and everyone has achieved. So I want to derive how much, what is the maximum quantity of a particular product a person has achieved. So the maximum value under these four columns, for every particular employee, what is the maximum value or the maximum quantity a particular employee has achieved. So let's apply the formula of maximum. So you need to type equal to max. You need to type equal to max. Then start bracket. Then start bracket, and you just select the all the sales of that row, all the sales of that row where this quantity of a particular employee is given. So after selecting the entire all the row, entire all the sales in that row of a particular employee, close the bracket and press enter. So now you see, out of these four quantity, 3,100 is the maximum quantity which Karambir has achieved. So once you type the formula, you just drag on till the end. So for every employee, you will be able to see the maximum value of the quantity for a particular product for a is achieved. So here, for example, if I see this Abhilas, for Abhilas, if I see he has achieved 3240 quantity as the maximum quantity. This is 3240 is applicable for thermometer. So friends, by this way you can utilize this max formula. Again, I have applied the max formula for the column, for the row under row. You will be able to know what is the maximum quantity which a particular employee had derived out of the different product he has sold. But if you want to derive a maximum quantity of a product wise, here earlier I have derived maximum quantity employee wise. Now I want to derive maximum quantity product wise. So here you can just type the formula max equal to max, and then select the column, select the column and then close the bracket. Here the maximum quantity is 6560. So you can also 6560 is derived by Subhas. So by this way, friend, you can derive the maximum quantity in a particular column or row. Let's and then again you can copy this for each and every column. Then let's derive the minimum quantity. So how to derive minimum? The similar formula as we have discussed just now for max. Now for minimum, you just type min minimum mean and then start bracket. Select the desired sales. After selecting range, you just close the bracket and enter. Press enter. So the here the minimum quantity is 1240. 1240 and just copy this formula and paste in the entire column. So for each and every employee individually, you will be able to see what is the minimum quantity which a particular employee achieved for different products. So in column also it was max. Here also you can find minimum. So for minimum you need to type the formula minimum min, then start bracket and select the entire column. Select the entire column and close the bracket. So here the minimum quantity of a particular product sold is 240. So for each and every product you can find out 40, 230, 20. So in the column uh, you will be able to see or mark it, so who has achieved the minimum quantity. One more formula is say average, which I have forget to mention over here. So you can derive the average quantity sold by each and every employee also. So how you can derive it? Just type the formula average and then start bracket and you select this entire row and close the bracket. So, here 1705 is the average quantity which Karambir has achieved for the four products. So you can calculate it manually also. So if you select this row, you will be able to see at the bottom of the Excel sheet that average is 1704. Average is 1704. So friends, the average is just the simple average. Means it is adding up all the sales and divided by number of sales or number of data available, number of sales if the data is available in that. So it's just a simple average which the this formula is derived. Now copy this and paste in all the columns. Now I'll need to derive the rank. So what is the rank for the quantity of each an employee has sold? So you can derive the rank. And put the rank of against each and every employee. So who is the top employee? Means what is his rank? If the first employee, so employee wise ranking you can do. So it's again simple formula, friends. So just type rank and then start bracket. So after once you start the bracket here, it wants number. So first you need select the number. So I have selected this first cell and then put comma. After comma it wants reference or the range. So it wants reference or the range. So I need to provide the range over here. I'll select the entire column of the employees of that particular total of the quantity and then close the bracket. After closing it, now you will be able to see this rank is for the first sale for Kurambir, rank is 7. Now I will just copy this formula and paste in the entire cell. Shrey, we will take up your query at the end of the session. So friends, first you dragging this formula down to the column. You first need to freeze the range. Since the range we have already selected, so I will be required to freeze the range. How you can freeze the range? Friends, we know function F4. So by F, just by pressing the F4 you can freeze the range. So the range is freezed. Now you can copy the formula and paste in the entire column. So here you will be able to see the ranking is done. The first rank holder is Subhas, who has achieved the total quantity of 15,580. 15,580 is the quantity which Subhas has achieved, and his rank is 1. And the next rank is 14,500, that is 2. So I can just differentiate with different color. And then third rank, third rank is this. 11,500 is the quantity for the third rank. So by this way, friends, you can rank the employee or whatever, like your practical field. It may be applicable. Accordingly, you can even you can utilize this as a allotting the serial number also against each and every employee depending upon the data. So it's up to you how you are using the rank function. So friends, if you have any query up to this level, please just let me know. Else we will be beginning our if function. Okay, Vidhi, I am just repeating again this rank function. Applying the rank. So I am applying the rank based on the total quantity achieved by each and every employee. I am applying the rank based on the total quantity achieved by each and every employee. Okay, I'll also repeat the average part also. So we will be deriving the rank. Just type the formula rank and then start bracket. So after start bracket, the formula says number. So first you select the first cell. So just simply you can understand, you have to select the first cell or the first number. So the first number under this column is 6820 against the employee Karamveer. So after selecting this first cell, put comma. After putting comma, it requires reference order. So it means range. You have to provide the formula a range. So range will be this entire column. This entire column will be the range. You can select the column also. So here I have selected and then close the bracket, and after closing the bracket just press enter. So friends, you can see the formula like this. The formula is rank F3 comma and then F3 up to F22. From F3 to F22 is the range. So before and now I need to copy this formula in downward cells. So but before copying, since the range is not freezed, if I drag down it without freezing the range, now just see the ranking will not be coming perfectly. Now you see here the again 7 is coming, 12 is coming 2 times, 9 is coming 2 times, 3 times kind of thing. It means this is just because my range is shifting one cell downward. So before like dragging it down formula, you need to freeze the range. So for freezing the range, press F4 in the range, and this range will get freezed. Now you copy the formula in all the cells. So by this way, friends, you can derive the ranking. You see first rank, second rank, and third rank. This is how the ranking is done. Once one wanted to repeat the formula of average. Now, friends, for averaging the thing, you just type average, 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 then start bracket. So numbers for which you want to calculate the average, you can just simply select the numbers in that particular row or column or particular area. It will automatically calculate the average. The average will be simple average. And now close the bracket. Now you see this 1705 is the average. You can manually calculate also. If you select this entire sales, if you select this entire sales, you will be able to see at the bottom of the worksheet this 1705 is the average, which is derived by the formula also. So the formula which we have mentioned over here is correct. Now you can copy this and paste in all the cells. Friends, I think now this is clear. We can move ahead. Asray, yes, you can assign the in ascending order, so you can just sort it out as per the data. After calculating, you can sort it out also. Uh, After sorting, you can check it in ascending or descending order. So friends, let's move on to the next topic. So we have covered minimum, maximum, and average. We have covered percentage application also. Now the next formula is sum if. Friends, sum if has a very frequent usage in your practical field. Today I'll just cover the simple part of the sum if, how we can apply the formula of sum if. But in practical scenario, this sum if have a vast application. So in our practical classes, at the end of all the classes, we will be doing a practical class depending upon the different scenario and situations, where we will be covering all the functions or commands or formulas in that particular practical application. So let's see how this sum if is done. So friends, let me cover one practical scenario for you. Suppose there is a place is given over here, and sale is given as per sales register. Sale is given as per sales register. So in practical field also, you will be seeing that in any accounting software, one kind of register is generated, and then one kind of general ledger is generated. So there will be a two database, one as per the sales register and one as per the general ledger code. So friends, uh, this is the data as per register. It's already over there. Now I want to derive the total of sales achieved in every city. Total of sales achieved in every city. So friends, this data you can also derive with the help of uh, pivot table also. So let's see the table. So here friends, we have seen this table yesterday also. So where this party name, invoice number, invoice date, and invoice value, place of supply, reverse charge applicable or not, and then rate, value, all these were there. And we derived we applied the pivot table, we inserted the pivot table and derived the particular taxable value against each and every place. So you can do that also. And after doing this pivot table, you can VLOOKUP by the way of, let me just apply this practical thing also. I'll just insert a pivot table for this entire data. So now friend, just see this place of supply is mentioned over here, and I'll take up this taxable value over here. So what I can do in this in this sum if formula, for sum if table which I have renamed. So here I can put sales for each and every location with the help of VLOOKUP also. So let me just first apply VLOOKUP, then I'll come back on the sum if formula. So what is the usage of sum if, you will be able to understand. We look up this Kolkata in the pivot table. In this pivot table, I'll select these two columns and then put comma, then column number 2 from which I want to derive the value, comma 0, and press enter. Friends, now see, I have already derived this uh, value of sales effected in place Kolkata as per GL. So, so before dragging it down, since I have applied the VLOOKUP formula in the same file from different sheet, I need to freeze this range. So I have now freeze the range, and I'll just drag it down to the bottom, and you see all the sale value has been derived with the help of VLOOKUP formula. Now you can check it if there is any difference or not. So friends, you see there is no difference is coming in each and every location. So, so I have done this. But friends, instead of applying VLOOKUP formula, I wanted to apply this with the help of SUMIF. If I apply the SUMIF, it will reduce one step. What is the step? The step is creating pivot table. So it will reduce that step, and it will with the help of SUMIF, I can calculate the value of sale affected in each and every location. So let's apply the formula sum if equal to, you type sum if you once you type the sum, it will come automatically. Sum if, you can check the spelling also. Sum if, now friends, it it wants the range. Once you type the formula sum if, it wants the range. So I will have to first provide the formula the range. So range is what? I will have to go to the table. So a range is from this location column. Just click on the top of the column. From this location column, my taxable value column is at I. So from column F to column I have put in the range. After putting the range, press comma. After putting the range, press comma. So now after putting the range, press comma, and then I need to provide the criteria. So the criteria is uh, that I will have to direct the Excel that formula, that look for Kolkata in the range. Look for Kolkata in the range which I have provided. So I have provided first the range and then the criteria. So criteria is the formula has to uh, look for Kolkata for this particular sale. The formula has to look for Kolkata in that particular sale. So this is the criteria. So after providing this criteria, now put comma. After putting comma, so it will require some range. The formula is requiring some range. So what is the sum range? Sum range is my taxable value column. So sum range is my taxable value column. So I need to tell the formula that you first you go into the range, then look for the criteria which I have provided. The criteria is Kolkata, and what you need to do, you just add up all the sales affected in this location from that particular seat. So after putting comma, come to the table and select this taxable value column, and once you select this taxable value column, close the bracket and press enter. Friends, as I press the enter, difference is coming 0. It means the formula has calculated the summation of all the sales affected in that particular location. So friends, now you just need to copy this formula and paste in all the downward sales. uh, Friends, again here I have selected the range as entire column and not a particular specified area, so I don't require to freeze the range. So if you select a particular area, you will be requiring the freeze the range, but I don't require. I will just copy this formula and paste in entire sales. So now see friends, this difference in the column is appearing as a 0. So by this way you can apply this sum if formula. Okay, Pawan, I'll again clarify you the business scenario. Just a minute. Friend, just give me 1 minute. I'll just coming. 1 minute only. So, so friends, welcome back. So let me just understand whether you have whether this formula is clear to you, or shall I repeat, or let's move ahead. Okay, okay. I'm now again. I'm repeating this formula of sum if. So friends, sum if, what does this sum if the usage of this sum if is, it is just add up the amount or whatever summation range you will be providing. It just adds up the all the value appearing against that particular criteria. So since here the our criteria was Kolkata, you can just manually check in the table. So how much total is appearing for this location Kolkata. So suppose I am just taking this Kolkata, filtering out this Kolkata, and I will add up all the taxable value appearing for Kolkata. So Seema says no audio. Friends, am I audible? Can you just confirm in the chat box? Okay, thanks, Seema. Hello, uh, friend. Let me just share this screen again. I think maybe some disturbance have happened. Just a minute, friends. Now, can you confirm if the screen is visible and I am audible? Okay, thank you. So, friends, if I select this column where this location Kolkata is coming, and I will add up all the taxable value under this column. So the taxable value is coming 8,16,000. So, so this is what I am doing. I am just adding up all the sales effective in particular location. So the formula will be also doing the same thing. This summation will also sum if function will also do the same thing. So how it will do? You will have to just type sum if sum if and then start bracket. After typing sum if start bracket, uh, the formula requires to provide the range. So range starts from the criteria column to the summation column. So the range starts from the criteria column. So my criteria is that I want to derive sales against each and every city. So the I will have to select uh, this column of location from this column to taxable value column. I have selected this column and then put comma. So after putting comma, it will require to provide the criteria. It will require to provide the criteria. So I'll click on the criteria is the location. So I will click on the criteria. After clicking on location, I will put comma. After putting comma, it the formula requires some range. So some range is the taxable value column. So after this I will select this taxable value column. So I have selected this taxable value column and then close the bracket. After closing it, press enter. Friends, you will be seeing this the same value. It has been calculated with the help of SUMIF formula. So you don't require to insert a pivot table and then apply VLOOKUP. After VLOOKUP, you will be able to derive the value. So instead of for skipping all those two steps, you will be requiring this single formula only, SUMIF. So once you copy this formula and paste it, you will be able to see there is no difference as per GL and as per register. So your work is done. So friends, this formula is clear to you. So we can move on to the next formula. So let's go to yeah, I'll come on to all other function of SUMIF because I wanted to cover up only small formulas today, because otherwise or simple formulas, otherwise it will be difficult to carry on tomorrow also. So if I cover cover up all the complex formula today, then if someone is following all the classes, and it will be difficult for the beginners. So I'll cover up the complex formula tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. So friends, let's come to and if or function. So I will cover up the simple part of it. Friends, let's understand the conditions. If and or, this is applied. These are applied when some conditions or some logical thoughts comes into picture. So let us understand first the table. So the table is here, the name of the employee is given, and the quantity which a particular employee has achieved, this is given, and then amount of sales effected by each and every employee is given. Now I want to arrive the now I want to calculate the incentive. So what is the incentive will be applicable to each and every employee. So let's see the condition. So I will type the condition first. So my first condition is, if the employee if the employee achieves quantity greater than 5,000, eligible for incentive. So friends, my first condition is, if the employee achieves quantity greater than 5,000, he will be eligible to receive the incentive. Otherwise, he will not be eligible to receive the incentive. So this is the my first simple condition. So how I can implement this condition with the help of if function? Let's proceed. So friends, you have to type if and start bracket. type if, then start bracket. The formula requires logical test. So what is my logical test? My logical test is, if the quantity is greater than 5,000, the employee is eligible for incentive. So let's calculate it. So I will have to provide logical test. So the quantity, the cell where the quantity is given is B column. Under B column quantity is given. So I will select this cell. I will select this cell. And if, so what I need, what I am doing here, if B3 means the sale of the first employee in which the quantity is mentioned. So if B3 is greater than 5,000, if B3 is greater than 5,000, then then so the formula requires value of if true. So formula says, suppose I have deriving this 5,000 and I found that this is greater than 5,000. So what I need to do, I will have to tell the formula. So the formula will, so I'll tell the formula, okay, if you find that the quantity is greater than 5,000, you just type yes. You just type yes. So since that yes is the text, so you will have to start inverted comma, and you have to type the word yes within inverted comma. So after typing this requirement of yours to the formula, so formula says, okay, I find the quantity greater than 5,000, I will type yes. And if I do not find, then what I need to do, so I'll again tell the formula, okay, if you do not find, then just I am giving you the next text which you have to mention. So put comma, after comma start bracket and type no, and sorry, not the bracket, start inverted comma and then close the inverted comma. So friends, now you see the condition over here. If B3 is greater than 5,000, then yes, otherwise no. If B3 is greater than 5,000, then yes, otherwise no. Close the bracket, press enter. So friends, here the quantity is 8,000. So the formula is deriving it as a yes. Now I'm just, you can see the formula once again. If B3 is greater than 5,000, then yes, otherwise no. Press enter. Friends, I have put in the formula. Now just copy this formula and paste it in all the cells. So let's see where this no is coming. Okay, this 4,000. Under this 4,000 no is coming. It means this is less than 5,000. So and so on. So friends, this is a simple application of if. Hope this is clear. If anyone have any doubt, just let me know. Else we will move on to the end function. Okay, let's move on to the next function, friends. So friends, my under first condition, that if the employee achieves quantity greater than 5,000, then he will be eligible to receive the incentive. Now I'll type the next condition. My next condition would be, if the employee achieves 5,000 quantity greater than 5,000 and sale value greater than 5 lakhs, 5 lakhs, then only he will be eligible to achieve the incentive. So, so my condition is, if the employee achieves quantity greater than 5,000 as well as achieves the sale value of greater than 5 lakhs, then only he will be eligible for incentive. It means the employee has to comply both the condition. He has to achieve the quantity greater than 5,000 and he has to achieve the sale value greater than 5 lakhs. Then only he will be apply the he will be eligible for receive the incentive. It means I am providing two condition over here. So friends, if function, for applying the if function there was a single condition. Now for applying AND function there are multiple condition. So for applying multiple condition, I have to utilize the formula if and. So let's apply this formula if and. How you can do this? Friends, type if, then start bracket, type and, then again start bracket. So friends, just see, type if, then start bracket, type and, then start bracket. So I have to provide two logical function, two logics over here. So first logic is the quantity has to be greater than 5000 and the sale value has to be greater than 5 lakhs. So quantity in column B. So I'll place over in the first cell. So that is B3. So the first condition is B3 is greater than 5000, comma. Second condition is sale has to be greater than 5 lakhs. So I'll click on this column where this sale is in C column. So the C3 has to be greater than 5 lakhs. Okay friends, I'm just repeating it again. I have to provide the two conditions. So for multiple conditions, if and formula is used. So for applying this formula, type if bracket start and then type and. After putting and, again you start the bracket and the conditions. So now the logic is this B3 means the quantity should be greater than 5000, comma C3 means the sale value should be greater than 5 lakhs. So this is my the two condition, and put both the condition in the same bracket. So now the bracket is closed. So I have provided the conditions. Now I'll tell the formula to give the result. What is the result? If both the conditions are satisfied, then tell me yes. If not satisfied, then uh, tell me no. So for bringing yes, first you provide the positive side. So bringing yes, within inverted comma, you have to type yes, and then again comma, then within inverted comma, type no, close the inverted comma and close the bracket and press enter. So friends, here yes has come up. So why this has come up? Now see the manually. This quantity is 8000. So the first condition is met. The next amount is 6,20,000. So the next condition is met, and both the conditions are met. Then yes has come up over here. So it means my logic is true. I'll just copy this formula and paste in all the cells. Friends, here up to here, uh, this yes was there. Yes is coming. It means the quantity is greater than 5000, sale is greater than 5 lakhs. But in here the no is appearing. It means you see quantity is 4000. So this is the first condition is not met, but the second condition is met. So in if either condition is not met, it will give the result is no. Friends, by this way you can use this if and function. So friends, just let me know if you have any query. Friends, if it is clear to you, just type yes in the chat box. Okay, thank you friends. So let's move on to the next function, that is next form logical function, that is or. So friends, now my third condition, if the employee achieves quantity 5000 or sale value greater than 5 lakhs, means if he meets any condition, he will be eligible for the incentive. So whether he achieves the quantity greater than 5000, he is eligible, or if he achieves the sale value above 5 lakhs, he will be eligible for incentive. So friends, as we use this formula by typing and, so instead of and you will have to provide or. Let's type the formula. It's a just a similar way where which we have used for AND function. So type here if, then start bracket, then or, again start bracket, put the logical test. So if this is greater than B3 is greater than 5000, comma C3 is greater than 5 lakhs. Close the bracket, comma, and provide the value for true and false. So value is yes, and then comma, value is no or false, and then close the bracket. Within inverted comma, I have typed yes and no. So let's see here, since the both the conditions are made. So now let's see where no was appearing, where these both conditions were required. Now friends, if you see here, if you see these two cells, here in first cell it is no. So where when the condition was to satisfy both the conditions, then only he will be eligible for incentive. But here in this column F, you see one condition is met, that is sale is greater than 5 lakhs. So he is able to achieve the incentive, receive the incentive. So hope friends this if and or functions are clear to you. So let's move on to our next. So friends, we have already covered rank option also, and we have a simple logic we have covered for and if or. So let's move on to the some complex one. So friends, one of this one is the table which I have received from one of our participant few days back. So it's a very interesting table. Let me clear this table first. So you will be able to understand the combination of if function and rank function. Combination of if function and rank function. So let's see. First understand the table and the logics which that participant provided to me. He has one, he was from HR function. So he given me this data. So he told that, so there are different position in his organization. The position is a driver, accountant, clerk, HR. So these positions are there, and then name of the employee is there. So each and every employee and his position. So whether he is driver or an accountant. Then salary of each and employee is given over here. So this salary was rupees in lakhs, and estimated profit, estimated profit which which a particular employee will be expected to achieve. So the profit amount is given over here. So he wanted from each and every function, from each and every position, I want to award top 3 or top 4 employees from each and every functions say positions. So he wanted to award top 3 or 4 employees. So he wanted to tabulate in a better way with the help of if and rank function. So he wanted the solution. So I this tabulated it. How I tabulated, I just make it clear to you that with the help of if and rank I can do this. I just put in this driver. Under driver there are two columns. First column is profit and next column is rank. Then for accountant as well, first column is profit, then is rank, then third for clerk the same, and for HR also same. So so let's apply friends this if logic. What I did, if I type the if A3, if A3 means driver is equal to this cell F3, if driver is equal to, if this is equal to this F1. So driver is equal to driver, then then write the profit figure, or if it is not equal, then put 0. Friends, it's a very simple formula. If A3 is equal to F1, means driver is equal to driver, then uh, then put the this profit figure in this column, otherwise put 0. And now friends, I am closing the bracket. So here driver is equal to driver. So what the function has done, it has derived the this profit figure of 62 lakhs into this column. So before dragging it, I will have to freeze this F1. I will have to freeze this F1 because this remains constant in each and every comparison of the sales. For downward sales, it will remain constant. So I will freeze this F1. So for freezing, I'm pressing F4 and now press OK. Now friends, just copy this formula and paste it in the downward sales. So friends, now you see wherever this driver is appearing, it has obtained the value of the profit from column D. Otherwise, it is just putting 0 in this column. It's just a simple logical formula. So now what I need to do, I need to rank this profit which each and every position has derived or is expected to achieve. So apply the rank formula simply. Rank, then start bracket. I will have to provide the number. So the number is 62. Put comma, provide the range which we have just seen, and now close the bracket. After closing the bracket, friends, you can see it has provided the rank 1, and now I will copy this formula and drag it down, but before copying it, freeze the range. So the range is being freezed. Now I can copy this formula and okay friends. But friends, now you will be able to see that it has derived the rank perfectly, but against the 0 it is putting the rank as 7. Against the 0 it is putting rank as 7. So now again it will look odd if you want to present this data to your seniors. So I want to remove this 7. So how I can remove this 7? Otherwise my formula is perfect, because against 62 it is showing rank 1, against this 56 rank 2, 54 rank 4, 37 rank 5, 25 rank 6. But friends, have you observed that there is no rank 3? There is no rank 3. So since 56 is there, so 56, the same profit has been achieved by 2 employees. So for 2 and 3, the rank is putting second rank for both the employees. That is why 3 is not appearing over here. So friends, my logic was this 7 should not appear over here. So how I can remove this 7? So I'll again put if function. How you can put if function? Uh, Means I have add up two logic over here. I will add up two logic over here. So rank is already there. So I will put if condition. So how you can put if condition? Let's type if this cell is equal to 0. If this cell is equal to 0, then put 0, else this rank is there. The earlier formula will be the true. Now close the bracket. So friend, just see, I've done just a very simple thing over here. I have provided the formula. I have added up if function into the rank. So if this cell is 0, I don't require to calculate rank, otherwise calculate rank. So now just press enter, copy this formula and paste up to the end. So friends, now you can see only the ranks are appearing, and now you will be able to understand this 1, 2, 2, 4, 5, 6 is appearing, but not other rank is appearing, like other numerical value is appearing. So friends, can you just confirm if it is okay? The same thing will be repeated for this accountant function also, clerk function also, and HR function also. So just type yes if you have understood, or we otherwise we will move ahead. Very good, friends. Someone wanted to repeat. Okay, I'll repeat it again. Friends, let us understand the conditions first. Friends, here the organization has different positions. Under different position, name of employee is given, his salary is given, and expected profit each and every employee will derive, uh, will achieve is also given. So he wanted to award each and every function for top 2, 3, or 4 employees kind of thing. So yeah, you can put blank also. It's good. I'll put blank this time. So friends, now what I first need to derive the profit. I wanted to profit to come up in this column for the drivers only. So let's type the formula with the help of if condition. If this driver sale means A3 is equal to F3 F sorry, if A3 is equal to F1 means driver is equal to driver, then then bring me this value of profit from column D. So then D3 else 0. So friends, it has derived the figure 62 over here. I will now copy this formula. Okay, before copying, you have to freeze the uh, this common factor, that is F1. F1 will be repeated in each and every cell. So just copy, just freeze this cell and then copy and paste till the end. So friends, have you observed that I have not put in any inverted comma for 0, but it has taken 0. It means numerical value can be recognized by the worksheet, and it will apply the same accordingly. So now friends, for this I need to put the rank for the profit, expected profit to be achieved by each and every employee. So rank I want to put. So for we have already learned the formula rank. So for obtaining rank, first put the number. So number is first cell, that is 62. Put comma, after comma provide the range. So I'll just provide this range and put bracket. So range is there. This formula is obtained. Now I will have to freeze the range. So F4, and then range is freezed. By applying F4, copy this formula and paste in entire the column. So friends, since this 7 is appearing over here and we wanted this 7 should not appear, so what I need to remove this 7 with the help of if function. What I'll type over here, if profit is equal to 0, profit is equal to 0, then put uh, then put space, otherwise provide rank. So now I close the bracket and just a simple, if it is 0, don't calculate, otherwise calculate. So what I mean to say, I am just giving the condition to the formula. If F3 means this profit is equal to 0, then put space means blank, otherwise calculate the rank. I'm just pressing over here enter. Now you just copy and paste. Now you can friends see this blank is appearing over here, but not the uh, 0 is appearing. So now you can derive the rank over here. So this status, this table will be now you can use as a presentable table. So this is all about friend this table. So hope this is clear to you. So friends, since both the values are same, and whom you will mark rank 3 and rank 2, so it's again question mark. So if it is so, I'll say I'll come back tomorrow. I need to check. I'll come back tomorrow. So let's friend move on to the next condition. Uh, Next little bit complex condition. Uh, okay. Okay, Tulsar. I'll come back tomorrow on this. So let's move on, friends. Friends, again, I'll move on to a little bit complex function. So friends, in our day-to-day functioning, we need to derive the aging of the creditor or the debtor. So in our desired bucket, so the bucket may be say 0 to 90 days, 90 days to 180 days, and then to 180 to 270, 270 to 360, 360 and above. So friends, such kind of aging I need to derive in our day-to-day working, and in many cases you will be also and even those who are in accounting field, they will be able to understand. uh, and let us understand this table first. Friends, first column is for GL code. So the GL code you will be getting through SAP, Oracle, or whatever, like different software which you are using in your organization. Then GL date. GL date is the date on which I have entered the invoice into the system. So now the party name is over there. So and then invoice date is appearing. Friends, this invoice date is not in system recognized data. So there is some error has occurred in this table. So friends, but if you see the format of this data, you will be able to see this 43,000 something kind of is appearing in the entire column. So it means the date value has been converted into number. The date has been converted into number because of this only this thing is appearing over here. So how you can convert this number into date? You just press Control Shift hash. I am repeating, friends. Control Shift hash. Control plus Shift plus hash. So this thing, if you type Control Shift hash, you will be able to convert this number into dates. Control Shift hash, you will be able to convert this number into dates. I have selected this column. I have pressing Control Shift hash, and so now you can see this dates has been converted into this data has been converted into dates. Okay, friends. Now I want to calculate the aging. Now I want to calculate the aging. Okay, so let's first see the bucket. So friends, the buckets are 0 to 90 days, 91 to 180 days, 181 to 270 days, 270 to 360 days, and 360 and above. 360 and above. So I need the aging of the creditor, aging of the vendor, as per this, as per this bucket. Friends, what are the data is available for me? I have available for the GL date as well as the invoice date. So you can calculate the aging from either of the column, whether from GL column or from invoice column also, invoice date column also. So friends, let me first calculate it from GL date column. So how we can calculate the number of days from the GL date? So friends, there are two ways of calculating it. Let me let me type over here. Say the date may be say 31st March. So I'll type over here 31st March 2020. So the date is, I have typed over here 31st March. So as on 31st March, what was the number of days the invoice remained outstanding? So I need to first calculate the number of days. How you can do it? From 31st March, just deduct this GL date. So this date, 31st March minus this date, GL date, and plus 1, plus 1 to calculate correct number of days, gap of the days. So you have to add 1. So by this you can manually also calculate. If you deduct one date from the letter date, so it just first calculate the gap between these two dates. You have to add 1 to calculate the exact number of days. So friends, just I have calculated it. The number of days is appearing over here 1085. So friends, now I'll copy this formula to the downward sales. So but before copying, I will freeze this G1, because G1 sale, this G1 will be repeated in each and every sale. I'll just press F4. After pressing F4, I'll copy this formula and paste in all the sales. Okay friends, somewhere it's negative is coming over here. So let me change it to the current date, 11 May 20. Now it's okay. Uh, okay friends, so number of days I have calculated. So I'll go to aging. Friends, aging, for applying aging, it's a bigger formula. So let me just apply over here it. So I will I have to provide the different conditions over here. So let me type it. If and I will be applying multiple conditions over here. So so for applying multiple conditions, you have to use if and function. So if and start bracket, if this is number of days less than equal to, if this sale means number of days less than equal to 90, less than equal to 90, comma, the condition would be uh, to drive to type, if the condition is met, type 0 to 90 days, 0 to 90 days, and close the inverted comma. And just let me just make it clear first, up to this much formula only, else put 0. I just cover up the entire formula. Is, sorry, since this is the single function I have provided. So friends, you just copy this, because this, the same formula will be repeated, the same thing will be repeated at each time. copy this formula up to here, and after copying, just paste at the end of the formula. I have pasted over here. So I just change the data. Okay, for 90, first condition I have already given. So I'll change this 90 to 180. I'll change this 90 to 180, and this gauge from 91 to 180. Friends, I have covered this also. Now again this copy and paste only. So this 90 to 270, third condition 270, and then 181 to 270. Again after end of this formula, again copy, again paste it. So the next condition is 270, we have already covered. Now make it 360. So from 271 to 360, come at the end of the formula, again paste it. If it is greater than 360, if it is greater than 360, the last condition is if it is greater than 360, type above 360 days. Above 360 days. Friends, or if this condition is not met, put 0. So now friends, the entire formula has been typed. Now you just close all the brackets which were open. So 1 2 3 4 5. So almost once you close the bracket, so now the last blink was on this bracket. Press enter. Friends, some logical. Okay. Some error is appearing over here. Uh, just a minute, friends. Since this formula is already there, let me just paste over here. If and b, okay. So the next condition was not mentioned over here. Okay, friends. Just a minute, friends. Let's start it again. If and let me copy this simple part first. If and start bracket. if and start bracket, if this is means the number of days less than equal to 90, then 0 to 90. 0 to 90 days, close bracket, put comma. And now just copy this formula. Okay, let me type it again. If and start bracket, this is greater than 90, greater than 90, but less than equal to 120, less than equal to 180. Close the bracket, comma, within inverted comma, 91 to 180 days. Close this. Let's first see whether they up to this much the formula is correct or not. Comma 0, close the bracket. Sorry, I think some error is appearing over here, friends. Okay, friends, let me repeat it up to here only. Then take out. Friends, if and that is number of days that G4 less than equal to 90, less than equal to 90. Okay, the brackets are not closed. Less than equal to 90, 0 to 90 days, comma, if and end. Again, if it is greater than 90 and M4, sorry, G, I have to type over here. Friends, now you see, if and you have to apply G4 less than equal to 90, then 0 to 90 days. If and G4 greater than 90, but G4 less than equal to 180. Okay, I missed it to type G4 in my earlier formula. So G4 less than equal to 180, then 91 to 180 days. Friends, now if you type over here, you just copy this formula from here and then just paste it at the end of the formula. So make it 90 to 180 and then 180 to 270. So here it will be get 180 to 270. Now again just paste that formula. So 270 here 90 will become 270 and this 180 will become 360. So here 271 to 360 days and after coming to the end again paste it. So this 90 will be here it was 270 now and upper end was 360. So here I will make above 360. So just a minute, friends. Above 360, it will be above 360. Is 0. Now close the bracket. Again, some logical error is coming. Friends, we'll cover this formula tomorrow. Huh? I think some error is appearing over here. We'll cover tomorrow. So let's see in tomorrow's class. And hope you must have like enjoyed today's session also. Let me come back on this formula tomorrow. If you have any query, you can WhatsApp me. So we'll cover up tomorrow itself. We can also get the result through VLOOKUP. We can also get the result through VLOOKUP. Just a minute, friends.